金色ラブリッチェ。
Sunday. I was restless the moment I woke up. Reina was expected to learn the results of her examination following her appointment at 10 o'clock that morning. And the messenger of those very results didn't return to the dorm until 1 o'clock that afternoon.
いやー、昼飯サンキューあやかっち。美味しいね、あそこのうなぎ。浜松湖で養殖しているうなぎでも最高なものです。迷惑をかけたのですから、これくらいはしませんと。
You are late, you know. She'd gone to the doctor to find out whether or not she was pregnant. Reina was supposed to get the results around 11 o'clock, but she and Jogasaki had grabbed lunch on their way back to the academy. They made me wait 3 hours. I had been a nervous wreck.
ごめんごめん。これからパワーつけなきゃいけないから、精のつくものをってね。お母さんってやっぱり体力勝負らしいから。
What? Then, well, as for the test. Reina looked down at her feet. Reina.
うん、陰性でしたよ。
I fell flat on my face. You're not pregnant?
あやかっち、バラすの早すぎかよ。私の選んだアフターピルが悪いものだと思われては心外です。
Reina.
というわけで、今日の時点で陰性。来週が最終検査だって。先ほどホルモン薬をいただいてきました。99% 妊娠の心配はありませんわ。
Huh, that's so? I felt wiped out. For the last week, I had been overwhelmed with the idea of what I'd do if I became a father. Either way, we now knew Reina wasn't pregnant. It was cold outside, so we headed in.
この3人でこの部屋に集まると、なんだね。
All we could think about was the incident from a week ago.
結果的に私は変化なしだったみたいだけど、あやかっちどう？あれから変わったこととかある？
Good question. No issues with bowel movements or hemorrhoids or anything?
聞くことではないでしょ。ご心配なく、問題は生じておりません。そっか、よかったよかった。何も変化ありませんわ。2日に1回が1日3回に増えた以外。
なるほど。
私はもう行きます。木崎さん、来週もお忘れなく。
Right.
来週もうなぎね。
I'd love to eat some eel too. Reina and I were now alone. Okay then, with that settled.
パパにはなれなかったね。
Yup.
残念。
Half and half. It's pathetic that the part of me that's relieved wins out, huh?
そんなことないよ。私もなんだかんだホッとしてる。ホッとはしてるけど、この1週間空想の中で可愛がってた我が子がいないのはちょい寂しいかな。
She gently rubbed her stomach. I felt the same. I was more relieved than not. But it did feel a bit lonely that the metaphorical link binding us together was now gone. But then that all depended on what came next. Hey, Reina. I'm not so sure I should say this when the possibility just disappeared, but as I said before, I would love to have a baby with you. The conversation veered into embarrassing territory and Reina turned away. Can we not?
だからまだ考えられないって。もうちょっと待ってよ。
I've already waited a week. I also came to the conclusion that everything really would be okay if we started dating.
なんで
Because we've struck a balance. I quoted a certain someone. On the outside, don't the two of us make great friends?
それはまあ
We were worried whether things would fall apart if we had started dating, and I felt that way up until a week ago myself. But I was wrong. I figured it out and we'll be fine. We've struck a perfect balance.
友達と恋人のバランスってこと
Exactly. A certain someone had told me it would all be okay as long as we worked toward finding a balance. Luckily, my life had been trending more and more toward maintaining those sorts of balancing acts. For as immensely frustrating as that had occasionally been, I did think it was a good thing. You don't think we can maintain both? Friends and lovers, I mean. Do you not believe we can be both?
友達で恋人
Based on how things have felt this week, I think we can pull it off. How about you?
わかんない
Didn't look like the idea had settled in her head yet.
だってさやっぱり小さい頃から恋ってのはこうもっとロマンティックっていうかさ違うのかな
You were a girl full of dreams, huh?
うっさいオーロが悪い
Huh?
そりゃオーロは男の中じゃ一番仲いいし好きは好きだしエッチなことしてもいい感じだとは思ってるけどこう好きってなるものがないだからオーロが悪い
Rude.
もっとこうかっこいいとこ見せてくれたらこっちもスパッと恋に落ちてラブラブチュッチュだったかもしれないのに
Don't hit me where it hurts. Fair enough, I couldn't remember ever showing her a cool side of myself. Heck, between all the times I cried and complained, I had to admit I'd shown her more of my flaws than anything else.
だから
Hmm.
てりゃ
Dwa! She lunged at me without warning. Unable to catch her, I was pushed back onto the bed. Reina straddled me in the process.
ああ情けない今のでパッてお姫様抱っこして受け止めてくれたらかっこよかったのに
No chance with how little warning you gave me. That was dangerous. She nearly snapped my lower back.
オーロ一つだけ条件
Hmm?
これから先いつでもいい一回だけでいいからかっこいいとこ見せてよ約束するなら付き合ってあげるできる
I can, I promise. I hadn't considered how I'd pull off such a feat in any concrete terms, but there was no way I wouldn't just nod my head and agree right now. Now that I promised,
オッケーじゃあ今日から友達兼恋人だね
Reina kissed me. This was the prerequisite. After a week-long balancing act, we were officially a couple. How should I go about showing her my cool side? Of that I wasn't yet sure. She and I would continue to be close friends. That was the one thing I was convinced we could pull off with extreme ease. The end of term ceremony. Such inefficient matters were seemingly shunned at Noble Academy, so the formalities were wrapped up in a scant 10 minutes that morning. The primary focus of today were our end-of-term report cards. Incidentally, Noble Academy revered its students' individual growth, so they comprehensively split students into ranks, grades included.
A です B
テストは100点ですけど、特にエキスパートプランで打ち込んでいることがありませんので。
同じく B です。
逆に私はテスト微妙だったけど、デザイナー部門で頑張ってるから B だったよ。オーロは？
D. The lowest rank from what I had heard.
まあそうなるでしょうね。
My policy is not to worry about grades as long as I can graduate, but it really grinds my gears when they attach ranks like this.
エキスパートプランで特に何もしていないのだから、テスト成績くらい取らないと卒業が危ういですよ。
For real?
赤点さえ出さなければ退学はないのでご安心を。向上心のないクズはノーブル学園にはふさわしくない。学園の恥なので消えてほしいというだけですわ。
I won't be expelled? That's a relief.
プライドのない男。所詮は庶民ね。庶民よ、あのやつ。ただの庶民。
ねえねえ、ところでシルビー、今日時間くれるんだよね。約束だものね。
Hmm? The school day ended around 10 o'clock and winter break had begun, however. Where are you going?
被服室。オーロはついてきちゃダメだよ。レーナがね、作ってる服が完成そうだからモデルをやらせてくれるっていうの。
Ah. Another cosplay rally? Well then, I will absolutely have to attend.
今回は真面目なやつ。覗き見 NG。
Darn.
あ、でもブルマとスクミズを合体させたくっそエロいのも作ったんだよな。あれも試着ってもらおうかな。
Show me!
ダメー。
Ugh. I was driven away. Aw. I spotted a familiar face headed in a different direction from usual. Towards somewhere deserted near the dorm. Hey,
んだよ、ほんと一人になろうって時に限って来るな、お前。
there, there.
まあお前ならいいけど。
Ria lit up a cigarette. Did you make it to the end of term ceremony?
あ、職員室行って成績表だけもらってきた。
Oh, and what was your verdict? I was just hoping for a fellow D ranker. Knowing someone like her who hardly ever participated in class.
B。
Huh? No way. How? Don't you cut class constantly?
うん、2学期は1回も出てない。でもエキスパートプランである程度結果出してれば評価は高いんだよ、うちは。もともとノーブル学園ってそれ目的で建てられてるし。特筆すべき成果があれば授業も全部免除。ほらあるだろ、どこそこの大学じゃ芸能人なら何もしなくても合格卒業みたいな。
Did that apply to Reina too? Wait, what are you even doing for your expert planning classes? I always got the impression that you hung out on the roof all the time or just slept the day away.
来年のグラミー賞。
Huh?
なんでもない。引きタバコ的な、そういうので優秀賞を取った的な。
Sure. She gave me the slip. Anyway, damn, I thought you were a fellow lost cause.
その様子じゃそっちは相当悪かったみたいだな。
Ugh.
判定なんだった？ C？
I hoped I could make this humorous, but now it just felt embarrassing to say.
D とか？まあ D はないか。普通に生活してればあんなん取るのは。D？ そうなんだですか。いや、気にすんなよ。あんな査定教師の心象がほとんどでさ、ほら。
Don't be nice. That makes it even worse.
こっちも驚いたんだよ。
Are these really that rare?
勉強は留年の危険あり。エキスパートプランで成果意欲とも特筆すべき点なしで D になるらしい。ぶっちゃけどんだけバカでもエキスパートプランで私頑張ってますアピールしてりゃ C にはなる。
Well, yeah, I have been skipping afternoon classes this whole time.
そりゃお前が悪いわ。
This came a little late, but I felt depressed. I don't have anything to work toward. Didn't you tell me this before? That I should strike a life balance?
あ
Something tells me I struck a balance, but at a very low standing.
あ、それは良くないかな。その話をした時言っただろ。俺にはバランス取って生きるってのは難しい。
Yeah. Our conversation essentially went, I was in the balanced lifestyle category and Ria was in the devote yourself to one thing category.
あれ、俺の性格的に難しいってことじゃなくて、誰がやっても難しいってことだからな。バランス取って中庸に平凡に生きる。つまり中庸な位置でバランス取って生きる。これって本当に難しいことなんだぞ。
You think so?
そうだよ。一点だけ尖らせて生きるってのも難しいけど、逆にまん丸くバランス取って生きるってのも難しい。世間様は一点だけ尖らせてスポーツに打ち込んだり特別な成績を出したやつを評価したがる傾向にあるけどな。俺に言わせればその逆だって難しいよ。余計な火種を生まず、余計な恨みを買わず、余計な苦労は背負わず、余計な迷惑をかけず、平凡に中庸に。生きてれば必ずどこかに歪みができるからな。本当に平凡な人生なんてこの世にないと思うくらい。例えば今誰かさんがバランス取ってるようで勉強も何もできなくなってるみたいに。ま、頑張れよ。
Ria gave that gentle reply.
それでもお前にはバランス取って生きる才能はあると思ってるから。頑張れ。 D 判定なんかに負けるな。1には1のいいところがある。
Don't be so kind. Damn it. It was equally difficult to lead a balanced lifestyle, huh? I knew that. That was made crystal clear to me this past summer. You think I'll avoid having to repeat the year?
ノーブル学園は基本留年者は出さないはずだけど、気をつけるに越したことはないかな。
Huh. This naturally went for maintaining a healthy balance at school like Ria was talking about. But I currently had one other aspect in my life where I had to maintain a healthy balance as well. Her.
ただいま。
How'd the modeling session go?
いい感じだったよ。服もいい感じのデザインにできたと思う。まあシルビーが着ると何でも似合っちゃうからまだわかんないけどね。
I wish I could have seen it.
あとエルチンに着せたスクミズブルマがね、父とお尻がムッチンムッチンに食い込んじゃって。
I wish I could have seen it. If only I had tagged along, even if I'd had to force it.
とにかく2学期に作りたかった服は一応完成しましたってことで。ドーン。
Whoops! Reina clung to me.
お膝。
Right, right. We tumbled back into the bed and I sat her on my lap.
恋人になってどうだっていまいち実感ないけど、こうやってくっつけるのは楽しいね。
Agreed. I pat her head. This was it. The balance between friends and lovers. I thought it'd be simple to pull off, but I guess even this was complicated.
どうかした？
Just wondering what'd happen if I kissed you right now.
おう、なんじゃい、急だね。ダメダメ、なんか恥ずかしい。
Darn. She could easily cling up to me and rest on my lap, all things she could do when we were friends. But when it came to kissing, which was something only lovers did, she wasn't sure how to bridge that distance. This was a toughie. Winter break was now upon us and we could take our time to work things out as we went. to create a balanced relationship, as it were. And then she kissed me.
わあ。なんか言ってよ。
You've really got to stop with these surprise attacks. It scares me every time, and I'm afraid our teeth are gonna knock together.
ごめんごめん。
The balance between friends and lovers. This should be much easier than schoolwork. Possibly, anyway.
Loveriche.
On the first day of winter break, the dorm was busier than usual.
ああ、もうパパママ来ちゃう。間に合わないよ。だから普段から片付けはしっかりとですね。ちょっと2年パンツ落としてるわ。ドン引き。
お父様たちいらっしゃいましたよ、加賀先輩。やはりノーブル学園は長期休暇だとすぐに帰省にかかる方が多いようですわね。
そうですね。遅くてもクリスマス前にはってなることが多いです。でも寮内は暗黙の了解として帰省前には大掃除も済ませておこうってなってるので。
一日で大掃除から帰省準備まで。そりゃ大わらわですわ。
掃除の方は12月に入ったあたりからちょっとずつ進めておく方が多いんですけど、
してなかった方はひどい目に遭うと。
誰か助けて。
ちなみに茜は大掃除は
ちょっとサボりがち。実家に帰るのは来週の予定なので今週中に終わらせようと思ってます。
良い気合ですわ。
ちなみにカミナルさんは？
私はこの後お仕事が詰まっておりますのでお月にやらせておきましたわ。
カミナル様、部屋の掃除終わりました。
ご苦労。
ずるい。
Everyone seems pretty busy. Are you going home too, Reina?
一応正月はお年玉もらいに帰るよ。いつ頃とかはまだ未定だけど、ギリギリまではこっちにいるつもり。オールは？
I guess I'm in the same boat. If I go home too soon, I'll get roped into their seasonal cleaning spree too.
だよね。
My apologies to the rich girls of the dorm who seemed so busy around this time of year, but a commoner's New Year's holiday was meant for rest and relaxation.
でも大掃除はしなよ。
Ugh. Clean my room, huh? That general inclination had been hanging over our heads since the start of December, but it was written in no uncertain terms on the dorm message board this morning, a message to the effect of, "Let's clean up and welcome the new year feeling refreshed." A cleaning spree sounds like a huge pain in the butt.
オーロの部屋全然散らかってないし楽じゃない？
It's not messy thanks to Mina-chan's training. She'd be angry if it were.
かわいいお目付け役がいるんだっけ？
And because of how clean I've kept it, I don't really feel like doing more than I need to. Like cleaning the windows or under the bed, for example. This was supposed to be a major cleanup, and it felt like I had to go all out. Regardless, my room was clean enough at this exact moment and didn't need that extra attention. And I wasn't the least bit motivated to do the rest. What about you, though?
大掃除とはいかないけど、ちょくちょく片付けは進めてるよ。進行度で言うと、今 3% くらい。
That's not progress. In fact, it sounds like you just started cleaning. Her room was just plain dirty. I never complained since she usually came over to my place to hang out, but... Want me to help? Cleaning was mind-numbing when you did it alone, but was often much easier with someone else around.
いいね。手伝ってくれるなら嬉しい。でも初めての共同作業が大掃除かよ。
Doesn't sound so fantastic when you phrase it that way. Doesn't that fit us pretty well, though?
かもね。
We went out to do some shopping first.
今日はあったかいね。
You can thank global warming for that. Still rough weather if you were to interact with water, but great for general mobility. It made for perfect cleaning weather. We picked up proper cleaning supplies from the usual shop.
ねえねえ、この吸水性抜群って雑巾使う？
They suck, so don't waste your money. Just use a standard cloth. Oh, and we'll buy some bed sheets too.
なんでこのタイミング？
Around this time of year, my family replaces our old bed sheets to start off the new year with a fresh set. And we cut up the old sheets into palm-sized pieces and use them to clean or dust with.
おお、合理的。
I strongly recommend it. If you're reading this, please give it a try. Oh, a fourth wall break.
急にどうしたの？
We bought Windows squeegees, garbage bags, and a few end-of-year cup noodles before we headed back to the dorm.
掃除だ掃除だ。
Yup.
でもその前にもうちょっと散歩してく？
Hey, don't lose your motivation before you even get started.
ああ、やると思うと面倒なんじゃ。
I knew how she felt. That happens all the time with big cleaning sprees. You feel completely unmotivated after buying or collecting cleaning supplies, and you don't want to start.
続きは来年でよくない？
Hang in there. When we got near the dorm.
ジュース買ってく。
Gotcha. It was clear how hard Reina was trying to push off cleaning. She rushed over to a row of vending machines. Either way, we decided to take a break.
何？
Oh, I just remembered where this is. This was where I dropped by with Ria around a month ago. There was an ashtray and cigarette vending machine nearby, so it was a glorified smoking area. But when we walked toward it, an incident occurred and our timing couldn't have been any worse.
一物
My timing was equally horrendous today, but I'll never use the vending machines here ever again. When I turned around, I found 3 well-built guys with crew cuts eyeing me. They were from the Hanaman baseball club. Like Torio, they were fellow former teammates of mine. Unlike last time, they all stared me up and down as if looking for something. What was their deal?
誰？
Acquaintances from Hamanan.
ああ、野球部の。はじめましてどうも。オーラの彼女です。
Reina greeted them with a positively beaming smile.
彼女あの可愛い子が
この前の派手な子じゃないよな。
あいつこの短期間にしかも前の子もこの子もくそ可愛い
They were under a tiny misconception. Perfect. Let's go, Reina.
うん。
I didn't correct them and took this perfect opportunity to grab Reina's hand and headed back toward the door.
あ一物
He tried to stop me, but I ignored him. I had nothing left to discuss with him.
そっか。島くん以外とはまだギスってるんだね。
Yeah, more or less. Since Torio and I were childhood friends, he could generally tell how I was feeling. The same couldn't be said for the others, as we'd become acquainted over the last few years, and I saw them as nothing more than teammates. And the biggest reason is, I bet those guys have way more of a grudge against me than Torio.
なんで？
Torio considers the slumpies in his own fault, but they all believe their race is in a slump because of me.
そっか。逆恨まれてると。
I can't call their resentment completely unjustified though. From their perspective, my unnecessary actions had confused Torio and they had lost the tournament as a result. I was the one who put all of the practice they'd sacrificed their youth for to waste when it counted most. I wasn't about to make any excuses. Nor was I about to apologize either. This was why I couldn't deal with them and refused to get involved any further. They were free to think of me what they will. I didn't care if they mocked me and believed I was a coward who left the team in shambles. I didn't care.
コーヒー牛乳飲む？
No need, I'm not upset.
膝枕する？
I told you, I'm fine. Nuzzle, nuzzle.
するんじゃん。
You don't need to console me, but if I can touch your thighs, I'll be all over that.
もう。
Oomph! Once I crouched down and rubbed my cheeks against her lap, she put my face between her thighs. Reina had turned sideways and rested on top of my head. Something squishy and somewhat hotter than the rest of her body was gently pressed against the crown of my head.
変則型膝枕だよ。元気出る？
Your panties are right above my face, but I can't see them. I wonder why. This is such a turn-on.
よしよし。
I pulled away.
元気なくなったらいつでも言って。太ももと、もう彼氏なんだし、パンツまでならサービスするから。
Ha, ha. I'm fine now, but it feels like I lost something awesome.
効果てきめんかよ。
Thanks, Helena.
いえいえ。
Reina was just as kind now as she had been since the day we met. That made me so happy at moments like these. Why don't we get started?
うん。